Hello, welcome to another episode. We are going to break down what is the best summoning event I've seen in like actual ages. This is unbelievable. Let's break it down real fast. So we got for our last part of the Pelops the Victor fusion, we've got our last summon rush. It is a double chance at epic and legendary from Ancient and Void, as well as legendary from Sacred. So you're not getting double epic from Sacred, but you are getting double epic from Ancient and Void. So I'm gonna be pulling some, friends. We're gonna talk about why as we go through it, and we're gonna break down these champions for you. So there are two summon traps. That's not all though. From 8 UTC Friday to 8 UTC Saturday. So Friday, you're going to from your Ancient and Sacred have a chance at Kebron the Underflame. In addition, we're going to have a chance at Storm Herald Hecaton. We're going to break those down, but I'm going to tell you right now, Storm Herald Hecaton is like Marius level good, according to basically everyone. Then from 8 Sunday, March 14th to March 15th, you have 10 times for Basim, uh, who there was a guaranteed for earlier, but if you didn't get him, there's a 10 chance for Basim. And then if you summon a legendary chant from Ancient or Sacred, 10 times for, Basim or, blah, 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 Kebron. So first day will be Kebron, second day will be Basim for Ancients. I'm gonna pull some Ancients maybe for Kebron. I haven't decided yet, but I'm definitely going for Voids because the second day of Voids is Bayek, the guy I was one legendary shard away from getting. If you didn't watch that video, my heartbreak was real. I had the legendary shard and my phone rang. So we're going to break down all these champions, and I'm going to give you my best advice to do it. If you are a new account, however, and you're like, I can't even participate in any of this. What am I doing? You should probably restart the game if you're an early account, and we've got the best code for you to do so. So first of all, right here over in promo codes, if you just type in raid 7, it's just raid 7 and confirm. I can't do it. Obviously, I'm that's a new player promo. You're gonna get Pelops, the Victor. So you're just gonna start with the fusion that we're working on. I'm so close to this fusion. I can taste it. I have the one ancient already. I mean, I have to do the ascension, and then as far as I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need 12 for 8, 12. So I need two more. I'll get one from the spider tournament that's happening. I'll get one from this summon event, and then I'm done. I just have to like fuse Pelops. So that's what I'm gonna do, friends. That's how I'm gonna get my Pelops the Victor. But you can get them as a new player or by starting a new account. And then even better if you're starting a new account, not there. Even better if you're starting a new account, right over here we have our free champion. All you got to do is go to the website epyre.com/snap epire.com/snap, and our starter champion for you is Norma the Return. We had a custom built promo code made that has Norma, who is unbelievable. Poison sensitivity is incredible damage, takes less damage to anything under poison activation, leech for survivability, and can increase duration of debuffs. So you're going to get Norma the Returned as long as you use that code. It's amazing. It's a triple legendary start. You're going to get Norma, an amazing poison champion, an amazing block champion, and Pelops when you use that code. And then you're also still logging in for the Ezio. It's gas. And then hey, if we want to really go all in on that poison stuff, all in on that clan boss weakness stuff, the other champions you're getting are Venomage who will be able to both activate poisons, reduce heal for your Doom Tower, and reduce defense. You're going to be able to get Seeker to be able to speed tune to go faster, make your team have enough speed to really compete, and then you're going to get Terrell, who's just this amazing utility who hits like a truck. So that's our code. Remember epyre.com/snap if you're interested in that. Okay. Enough advertising. Let's break it down. Um, let's start with the best. Let's not make you wait, right? We're gonna kick this video off and we're gonna break down Storm Herald Hecaton. So let's go back over to Index. We got to go to our new faction. We're gonna start with Hecaton. Hecaton's right here. He is the Void Legendary. He looks unbelievably cool. He is a Storm Herald. He's got lightningy stuff. First of all, speed in all battles by 24 is stupid on a kit this good. Like, that's absurd. That's one of the best speed leads in the game for everybody, and it's just casually on that. He also has the best A1 in the game. Attacks one enemy with a 100% chance when booked of a provoke and enfeeble for one turn. Also, 25% chance that they can't be resisted. If each enemy has a number of buffs equal to or less than this champion's, attacks all enemies instead and does this. And by the way, 0 counts as an equal number. So this attack is always critical, has a 75% chance of provoking enfeeble on all enemies for one turn, and has a 25% chance that can't be resisted. That's fucking insane. That is completely broken. That's the best A1 in the game. What does A2 do? It just attacks one enemy. Um, Before attacking, places 60% increased defense for 2 turns and one Stormcall attack on all allies. He's damage free, so what he's doing is buffing his damage. If you happen to have something like a Leonardo or a Newt, you just buff their damage too. And they get a Stormcall buff, which can like lead to stun and greater damage. If this attack is always critical, if the number of buffs on the target, yada yada, this is going to ignore Stone Skin. So you can use this in Arena if you're so inclined. And 50% of the target's defense, same buff thing. So again, wild. So we're ignoring 50% defense as long as we get some buffs on Storm Herald Hecaton. I've got Glucade of the Meltwater just waiting to be Storm Herald Hecaton's bestie. These two are going to be such good friends. They're going to hang out together all the time. If this attack kills the target, decrease the turn meter of all other enemies by the amount equal to the turn meter the target had. So you just sort of like kill somebody and get there and end everyone else's turn. Make sure everyone else doesn't get a good turn soon. How about a 30% increased crit rate and a block damage buff and counterattack buff on target ally for 2 turns and fill all the turn meter? That seems good on a 3 turn, right? 2 turn block. Okay, fine. They can have given a good. Oh, wait, they gave a broken passive too. Whenever an ally under Star Call stack placed by the champion lands a crit, which means every time they hit, this champion deals additional pure damage to the target. Just their damage just happens to the target. If the target is not a boss or minion, the pure damage is equal to 2% of the target's max HP for each buff on this champion, up to 10. If the target is a boss, pure damage is 3% of the target's max HP, period. This damage cannot be critical. Okay, fine. You just casually deal damage whenever anyone else hits. Occurs once per skill and once per target. Does not count as an extra hit. It ignores shield, block damage, and strengthen. If there are multiple champs on the team with the skill, only one will activate. This is an enemy X HP skill. This is completely stupid. This is wildly good. I am pulling for Storm Herald Hecaton. I am how many? I don't know how many voids I have. Let's go find out real fast how many voids I have. I'm probably gonna buy some voids, although I should be close to Mercy on my voids. I'm gonna be pulling for Storm Herald Hecaton. I've got 19. I don't have that many, but I'm pulling because I gotta at least try for Hecaton. And you know why I have 19? Because last time Hecaton was around, I tried for Hecaton as well with the progressive. But now we're going for Hecaton again. Voids are the smallest, right? Like with ancients, you don't have a great chance because there's 10 million of every other type. Voids are only for voids, right? So you get a void, rare, epic, or legendary, and there's not a big pool, so that 10% chance really does matter. It gives you like something like a 6 or 7% chance if you pull a legendary of it being Hecaton, and void legendaries are often the best champions in the game, so it's worth risking that way. So I am certainly pulling for Hecaton. I'm going to spend a few dollaroos on that. And I just want to show you very quickly, we're going to do this for everyone. But like I just want to show you really quickly that Hecaton is utterly insane. Can that thing work properly? No. Where is it? Give me a sec. Yeah, that's the button. We go with that. And we're over on hellhades.com, the best Raid Shadow Legends website currently. I just want to show you what Hecaton is. Um ready? Not great into Demon Lord. Oh no. Great into Hydra, great into Chimera, great into Amius, great into Spider. Oh, sorry, great into Spider or Spider Hard, great into Dragon or Dragon Hard, great into Ice Golem or Ice Golem Hard, great into Iron Twins, great into Shogun's Grove. Everywhere. 4.5 stars in Arena. That A1 is sick. Book value 10 out of 10. I'm literally not using books in case I get him because he is getting booked to high heaven the second I do. Um, he's unreal. Look at this, right? Like that's his low scores outside of Scarab King. He's not good at Scarab King, Dreadhorn Bommel, fine. But his low scores for basically everything else are 4 stars. He is one of the very best champions in the game, period. Full stop. All right. We all good? We talked about Hecaton. Uh, the only problem is, and like this is a problem, he's up against Bayek. And I want to take a look at Bayek, and this is going to be the only time. Sorry, I'm so used to hitting that. This is gonna be the only time we have to leave. I guess the only time we have to leave the Organites today is to check out Bayek. And oh, I guess no, we're gonna have to go find what's his name. But now we need to find Bayek, who's the very bottom. Bayek is about his passive. His passive is insane. It makes him one of the best PvP champions in the game, along with Solinar, and they released both really recently. Hey, I wouldn't frown at a Solinar as my pull. This champion and their allies cannot receive crit hits from enemies whose accuracy is equal to or lower than their own accuracy. So he just basically turns off crits. Cool. He turns off crits on the opposing team, which means he's like making their damage 1/3. His A1 is fine. It's a leech that fills turn meter based on defense. Defense based is best in my opinion. Attacks all enemies on the A2 on a 3 turn. Decreases accuracy, resistance, and provokes, which makes him a Hydra champion. Both are Hydra champions, obviously. Decrease, yeah, that's it. Decrease accuracy, resist, and provoke. If the target already has 3 or more debuffs, the provoke is 2 turns, which is insane. Provoke for 2 turns is crazy good. 50% increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. Oh, that seems nice. Also, plays the perfect veil and 6% increased defense on all allies except the champ 2 turn. And then he boosts his defense and gets an extra turn. So all these extra cooldowns that look like 3 turns, sorry, this one that looks like a 3 turn is really a 2 turn. And then he's going to basically give himself more survivability and attack. And he's going to give everyone else more survivability. He's got the stupid everything is permitted, and he's got an accuracy. Now, is he as good as Hecaton? Nope. But after a week or so, you're not going to be able to get him anymore, and you're still going to be able to get Hecaton. So let's keep that in mind as we're about to check him out over on Hell Hades, just to see how he's like how he scores overall as compared to Hecaton, because those are the two you're choosing between with your pulls. He is also a 5-star Void Legendary. But look, he's just not quite as good, right? Still sick. Still not great at Demon Lord. Still great at Hydra. Not as good at Chimera. Not as good at Amius. Not as good for Chimera trials, right? Um, Slightly worse into most of Doom Tower. Slightly worse into hard mode champions, but better in Arena. Full 5 stars in Arena. That's what you're giving up. If arena is extremely important to you, perhaps you want Bayek. If you're doing the Pokemon thing where his rarity is a factor, perhaps you want Bayek. I want Bayek real bad just because I still feel bad about what happened before, but I think I have to go for the Storm Herald overall. All right, now we're going to look at our friend Keberon, and I'll just save you the trouble right now. Keberon is a 4-star. He's in our same new faction, and he is firmly mid at basically everything. See these stats? That is the stats of a champion that you can build or not build. Good into Ice Golem Heart at least. Let's take a look at Keberon real fast over back in the game. Right over, huh? We go right over, huh? We go right over, huh? Shoo, barbarians. Keberon is in Argonites. All right. So if Keberon wasn't an Argonite, I think I would greatly prefer our other champion. However, our other champion is limited time. So we're going to talk about Keberon versus Basim. Keberon has a nice 75% chance of increased defense. And a 50% chance of attacking whenever a burn is activated. So he's a burn champion, which means that, at least burn champions are decent. A lot of his burn is going to come from the passive. He's got a delay whenever he receives a fatal hit, which is going to keep him alive and give him a chance to be healed before he immediately dies. He heals whenever a burn debuff activates, which can be the way he stays alive. And whenever a burn enemy expires or is moved, places a true fear on that enemy. Uh, before attacks all enemies, before attacking, please 50% increase accuracy, which is going to help the burn, and 75% chance of a burn on all enemies for 2 turns. You can book it up to 100 on a 3 turn, and that's what we're really trying to do. You keep that burn up, and you're good. You get a 20% turn meter for each burn placed on enemies. Again, sick for Hydra, but not something I'm going crazy for really anywhere else. The A2, he's got a death brand on the target, ignores unkillable shield, and activates the Pyranny power skill. That one if the target is killed. If the target survives, you get a bunch of turn meter and another shot. So like a nice champion, right? Attack is whatever. He looks cool. He looks kind of like Ares, for the Marvel version of Ares. He's got a really cool sword, but like he's firmly mid. Outside of Hydra and Ice Golem Hard, he's just not that great. We got one more champ to look at. Ooh, I have Nagas and Galatea, and I don't really have Dexicos. All right, so we're doing okay as far as collecting these because we'll have Pelops, and ideally we'll have our Hecaton. And Cassandra's so slept on. Cassandra's so good, y'all. I think Cassandra's every bit the champion that our previous friend was. All right, now I just have to remember what faction our friend Basim is in. Actually, no, I don't. I really don't because he's someone I have built. I pulled him the first week on his double chance event. I really, really like him. I use him in arena sometimes and live arena reasonably often, and I also use because he's never banned and he's super good, and I use him really often in I use him always in tag arena. He's way, way, way underrated. We're gonna look at his stats, and I'm gonna tell you he's underrated right now. He's only a 2-star soul. I wish I had something better, but like what you gonna do? We might get some more assassins events as April is the end of that, so I expect a few more to come up as we go. So his A1, whatever, attacks 2 times, 25% chance to weaken, not bad. If the champ's under veil, it's 100%. So you weaken a lot because he's under veil a decent amount of the time. There's a debuff spread of 1 debuff from target to all enemies, which is nice, but again, not great, up to 100%. It's a double hitter. It hits reasonably hard. This is his money attack. This is the one we want. This is the one that's really good. Attacks all enemies, ignores 15% of each target's defense, 30% instead if under veil or perfect veil, which is nice, right? Ignore 30% of defense is really good. Um, I have him not in any gear that really amplifies that. He's chilling with his Stone Skin and Slayer. What the hell does Slayer do again? Oh, Slayer is just speed, crit damage, crit rate, right? A little bit of turn meter whenever we hit on that AoE. Nothing special. It was just what I had that was lying around that made sense for him at the time, and got his crit rate where I needed it to be. So what's really nice here is we have the block active skills for 2 turns, and it's going to ignore block debuffs if the champ is under veil or perfect veil, which is sick, right? The block ignores block debuffs and says you don't get to use active skills. Blocking active skills is the most underrated thing in the game, I think. It absolutely turns off opposing teams. Attacks one enemy 2 times, 5% more damage for each buff and debuff on the champion, 5% more damage for each buff and debuff on the target. Stacks up to 100. So this is just a ton of damage when it goes off right. It is one enemy, but it can absolutely destroy tons of powerful champions because you just get double damage a lot, right? Get a Veil or Perfect Veil on the champion for 3 turns and get an extra turn. So you do the Perfect Veil, then you get the irresistible black active skills. Not complicated. Ton of damage, go away, delete your team. Oh, everything's permitted as always, and then Masterful Thief is sick. No leadership is whatever, but Masterful Thief is sick. One of the champion's attacks deals 1 buff from the attacker and 1 debuff from the champion to the attacker. And no, it's polymorph, occurs once for skill. Reasonably nice because I have him in Stone Skin, right? So they attack with whatever. Like he's under Stone Skin, he steals their shit. We'll ignore 25% of resistance when using skills if under Veil or Perfect Veil. Well, so we're ignoring 25% of resistance. We got a natural this. We got the weaken. Everything here just really works together well. This is a very, very, very good champion that I like way more than most people do. Let's take a quick Hell Hades look and then I'll let you go. But yeah, let's take a quick Hell Hades look. I would be going for Basim, who is just severely slept on in the game, I think, over over our previous friend from the Argonites. So here's Basim. What's this? We'll talk about that in a minute. I guess I'm not letting you go. Oops, spoiler. So Basim is how do I put this? Really, really, really solid. He's a good scaler. Is he amazing at anything? No. 4.5 in arena is better than anything our previous champion does. And I keep hearing that there's a build for him in Hydra. Hell Hades doesn't reflect it. I'm waiting for that build to become public because I don't have it yet. I'm trying to figure it out. We're working on it. It's basically going to be like buff the crap out of things and then use that A2 to really wreck everybody. And then you have this big A3 to wreck everybody, and then you have the big group A3 and go that way. But like he's just really, really nice. I use him in a lot of comps and I like him an awful lot. An awful, awful lot. Um Again, just really slept on in Doom Tower and all over the place as just a champion that I'm happy to have. Now, on my way to getting my very last part of the fusion, I will be fusing my Lady Mikage, or at least getting all the parts ready to fuse Lady Mikage, and then holding Lady Mikage. I'll be doing my last legendary and buffing everything up. So I just thought it'd be nice to take a look at Lady Mikage right now. I want to see what she's good at, and then we'll check out this Shadowkin in the game. So 5-star in Demon Lord, 5-star in Hydra, 5-star in Chimera. And my account dances. 5-star in Shogun, my account dances. Fire Knight is whatever, right? And hey, having this giant ally attacker into Fire Knight is good, but she also has an alternate form because mythics do. Also 5 stars. What's the mythic forms do? Oh, 5 stars in the same places, right? Um, this is wildly good like wildly good. Let's take a look in game at Lady Mikage and her skills, and you should know why I'm so excited. And this is a major account change. If I get any of these voids, right, either of these voids, and Mikage, my account is in a brand new place. I can't not look here. We have to go over to index and then Shadowkin. Unfortunately, the only downside to Mikage is Shadowkin is easily my strongest faction right now. I've got Lady Kimmy, I've got an unbuilt Arashi, who cares? I've got Leo, I've got Shredder, and I've got Yukimasa, which means I can clear it on normal faction wars, and just those are some of my best champions. But Lady Mikage ain't something I'm sad about. I think that this is the form I'm going to put my books in. I have like 5 or 6 books. The reason is so they don't require a lot of books. I want this on cooldown. That's kind of it, right? Ooh, maybe I'm not using a bunch here. I just want that cooldown. Huh. If I get lucky and get that cooldown, I can just stop. All right, so attacks one enemy with one random ally from the Shadowkin. Oh no, I have to use her with Shredder or Leo or whoever. Okay, no problem. Joining the attack will use their default skill. Places a shield equal to 10% chance to max HP and ally with lowest HP for 2 turns. So every attack is a double attacker. Since I have a turtle, that seems like it's pretty good, right? So Leo attacks and Mikey attacks. Raph could be, but I wish I got Donatello, but that was the week I started playing. But Leo attacks and Mikey attacks. She attacks and Leo attacks. That seems good. Silken Snare attacks all enemies to increase duration of all enemy buffs and ally debuffs by 1 turn. Love it. Then increase duration of all enemy debuffs and ally debuffs by 1 turn. Nice, nice for all enemies. Ignores resistance, increased damage. This is the money skill. Place a 50% increase attack buff and a 30% increase crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. Then teams up with all of them, to attack a single enemy. Allies trying to attack use their default skills. So your whole team gets a giant attack and crit damage buff and smashes somebody in the face. That's the Metamorph. Just a nice passive. Start of the turn, remove all debuffs from the ally with the highest attack. Seems pretty good, right? Seems pretty good. Let's morph her. Boom! I'm so excited to have this giant, creepy spider woman. All right, so attacks one enemy, place asleep. Sure, I'll take some CC. Just a nice CC for whatever enemy is most threatening. Attacks all enemies, places a stun for 1 turn. On everyone? Oh, thank you. Also, their turn meter goes down. Nice. Um, Again, nothing really here, nothing really here to book. We do want that cooldown, but I don't think we're going to get it, unfortunately. 50% accuracy buff on all allies, and removes all buffs from all enemies, and is 25% weaken on them for 2 turns. Not bad. I'd like the cooldown, but that one's not important enough. And then another passive. At the start of the champion's turn, decrease the turn meter of the enemy with the highest attack by 15%. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Accuracy, we don't care about, but I'm very, very, very excited to get the Spider Woman. I've been waiting for a champ chase event during a fusion, and it's here. So it's Lady Mikage time. That's it. That's today's video. Don't forget, if you would like to start a new account, it is epyre.com/snap. Go get yourself Norma the Returned. Thanks for watching. Peace.